Welcome back to Brew Better. My name is Scott Sanger, Marketing Manager here at Rosso Coffee Roasters, and today we're talking all things drip coffee maker. Here's what you'll need. The drip coffee maker, your favorite go-to coffee, 50 grams. Today we'll be using our homebody coffee, ground to medium coarse. Ideally, you have a grinder on hand as well. We're using filters, of course. We have our go-to handy dandy scale, and we're using 800 mils of filtered or distilled water. Before we dive into our brew recipe today, I want to walk you through a few quick tips and tricks. Number one, cleaning and maintaining our equipment. Number two, being the water that we're using today. And number three, being our coffee to water ratio. Now, drip coffee makers can be quite forgiving. Doesn't matter if you have a new top of the line drip maker. Today we're using this Bonavita machine, or if you have an old school relic such as one of these. The number one important thing is that we're cleaning and maintaining our machines. There are many ways that you can maintain your equipment. If you have Kafiza from some of your other brewing equipment or methods on hand, it can be a great solution to run through the machine such as this. You can also use white vinegar, cleaning vinegar, or our machine even came with a descaling liquid from the manufacturer. Now, if this is your first time using a machine right out of the package, you want to make sure you're running water through the machine before your first brew. Another very important step while you're making coffee at home is the water that you use. Depending where you are, the water will vary. The mineral makeup, the softness and hardness of the water. To make sure that we're brewing a consistent cup every time, we recommend either using filtered, distilled water, or building your own using mineral kits that you can find online. When building the recipe for your at-home drip maker, we always recommend starting at a 1:16 ratio. That's 1 gram of coffee to 16 grams or milliliters of water. So in today's recipe, we're using 50 grams of our coffee to 800 milliliters of water. From there, you can tweak the recipe and the ratio to your specific taste preference. Now, let's get started. We're using our homebody coffee today. It's one of our most forgiving and popular coffees, which makes it great for any brewing method. On a Brazza grinder, we'll be grinding at a medium coarse for our drip maker today. So I've loaded in our 50 grams of coffee and we're gonna press go. Now it's important to remember that almost all grinders have some sort of retention. That means that the grinder itself holds onto some of the coffee as it's grinding. So if you single dose, such as I did, putting 50 grams in, you'll likely get 49 and a half grams out. So keep that in mind as you're building your recipe. The same thing goes for our coffee maker itself. It will retain some coffee, or in my case, you may spill some of the water, and that's important to note while you're building your coffee to water ratio. We would recommend, when you can, to grind your coffee fresh right before you're brewing. This helps maintain its taste and quality as you make your cup. Now you can see I've got my filter already in there. In this case, we're using a flat bottom filter that's built for this style of machine. If you're changing between brew methods or machines, make sure that you find a filter that suits your machine properly. We're going to measure out 800 milliliters of our water. Now it's easy as filling our maker with our 800 milliliters of water. I'll do my best not to spill here. And now we press go. I think it's going. Now, whether you're hosting brunch with friends or making your morning pot, hopefully this video gives you an explanation of our tips and tricks for the perfect recipe for a drip maker at home. Now, all that's left to do is taste. Whether you like it with cream, sugar, or drinking it black, makes a great cup. Don't forget, before you're done, before you put your machine away, grab your coffee and your filter, toss in the compost to prevent mold, mildew, nastiness in our machine. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Brew Better.